Hi everyone, welcome to our first webinar of this second series on the built environment. So after the incredible success of our first series back in May and June, I'm genuinely excited to kick off this new chapter in exploring how AI is transforming the built environment. Architect, engineering, and construction are undergoing profound changes, and through this series of 3 webinars, we will be delving deeper into the possibilities that AI offers to this industry. So unfortunately, we had to cancel last week's webinar with Professor Frederick Bosch due to unforeseen personal circumstances, but I'm delighted to share that we are working hard to reschedule it in just 2 weeks' time, so stay tuned, it's going to be worth the wait. So before we dive into today's session as well, a quick reminder, this event is being recorded and will be available on our YouTube channel. And so is as well our first season. So if you miss it, don't worry. The previous webinars as well are freely accessible on our YouTube channel, the YouTube channel of the Franco-British Data Society. And I highly recommend checking them out if you haven't already. So for those who don't know me, I am Christophe Lelanou, a board member of the Franco-British Data Society and the founder of Data Learning, a consulting firm specializing in data and AI developments. It's a privilege to welcome you today, and I'm thrilled to have Pierre Sonal, architect and co-founder of airc.digital, here to introduce our esteemed speaker. But first, let's make a moment to introduce the Franco-British Data Society, the organization behind this series. So we are a young, dynamic organization dedicated to promoting education on data and digital topics. Our mission is to provide not only valuable knowledge, but also a vibrant networking platform for professionals and enthusiasts alike. Looking to the future, we are working towards becoming an educational charity with a special focus on inspiring young people to pursue careers in science and technology, because the young as well hold the keys to our digital future. And what makes us special as a society is the diversity of its members, business practitioners, data experts, architects, non-architects, curious minds from all walks of life, who come together to explore topics ranging from ethics, AI, governance, regulation, digital transformation, and security. If you are enjoying our initiatives, I warmly encourage you to join us. You can follow us on LinkedIn or subscribe to our newsletter via our website, franco-british-data-society.org. And I can also encourage you to become a supporting member on our website. Membership not only grants access to exclusive events, but also enable us to expand our impact. If you have any question or want to know more, don't hesitate to reach out. My colleague Anne will kindly share all the relevant links in the chat. So finally, I would like to extend a thank you to airc.digital for their invaluable support as a member of our society and for helping us to bring this series to life. It is partnership like this that make all of this possible, and we are thrilled to work together on such exciting initiatives. Now, without further ado, I will hand it over to Pierre to introduce today's speaker. Pierre, the floor is yours.
Thank you very much, Christophe, and thank you, Rubens, for being with us today. It's a real pleasure, and I'm really excited and look forward to what you're going to present to us. So my name is Pierre Sonal. I'm one of the co-founders of airc.digital. We are BIM and integrated designer experts, and we are very happy to co-organize with the Franco-British Data Society this series of webinars, which we think are really useful to understand what is behind the sort of bubble of AI currently, and to try to understand a series of things. One of them, which brought me to meet Rubens at Digital Construction Week in London in 2024, so the latest edition, Rubens and I met after a panel discussion on ethical and trustworthy use of AI organized by Nemetschek Group. And straight away, we had a discussion which we both felt that it was important to understand that AI in many forms has been with us for some time, has been helping us in the design and construction industry for some time. And we think that's very important to always remember that. And I was really fascinated to realize at that time that actually Rubens was already a specialist in using AI for programmation to improve the workflows at Ethos Engineering and in other aspects. So straight away, we thought that would be a great subject to discuss as part of this AI webinar series. And we were delighted that Rubens straight away said, yes, I'm all for it. And here we are today. So good morning or good afternoon, everyone. If you are here live with us or if you are watching the recording, we hope you enjoy the presentation. And thank you, Rubens, again. The floor is yours.
No, thank you for the opportunity. I'm very happy to be here and can share a bit of my experience. Yeah, so let's jump into that. Please let me know if you can see my screen. Oh, it's full screen now.
Looks all good, yes. I forgot maybe to mention as well, if you have any questions, they will be at the end, but you can write them in the chat. So we'll take them at the end.
Yeah, so yeah, while I'm presenting, I can't see the chart or cameras. I'm just seeing the presentation. So yeah, at the end, we bring questions. Okay, so as said, my name is Rubens. I'm a digital project manager at Ethos. I work in construction over 20 years so far. Ethos Engineering, it's a company, it's already in the market since 2005 and deliver MEP, engineer solutions, sustainability, digital design management. That's the group I work. So across Ireland and EMEA. Don't worry, I won't read that. So just to say, like I worked since 2001 in construction. I always work in construction. This chart, this is so like many positions I worked in, and I moved to Ireland. I'm from Brazil. I am in Brazil at the moment. It's just working for here, but next week I'm back in Ireland. And I moved to Ireland 2018, and then I have many different positions across this time. I did my master's degree in BIM management. I presented other events as well. So let's go to what really matters here today. So I'm going to talk about how AI, I'm using AI in general, and then bring 3 real examples, like something I use to use AI to implement solutions. Okay, and what are results and benefits and what I think. Okay. So one of the examples that's a real problem that many companies have. Like, for example, we need to analyze, we need to check drawings, and so we need to read parameters for those drawings, and there are many parameters. So in this case here, we need to read exactly information in the title block. Like I believe, like if you're not familiar with that, it's just the file name, revision, version, all those things. Okay, so usually project they might have like they vary like 100 drawings. They can have 600 drawings, or like we even had projects that had like 1,700 drawings to analyze, and that's very hard. Like either you go one by one and checking, or either you just do a spot check and hope for the best. So what we did is we use the software with ORCR, and I'm going to tell it in ahead, to read PDFs. Okay, so the software read the PDFs information directly. So I'm gonna explain a bit further. And the next slide. And export this information to Excel. And then we need to analyze this data and then export results. Okay. So the AI coming in the part of analyzing the data and the OCR. So the OCR, I did not develop that. That's there is a company. So in this case, we use Bluebeam OCR, optical character recognition. So you see this image at the top, like the software can read information, can like it just for it's not getting the text, it's like it see the image, identifying text, turns image into text. And then from this text, export to Excel. Could be any other database. I'm not a programmer by training. I'm a civil engineer by training, so I go using what is easier for me. It's more available, so I export it to Excel in my database. Okay, now I have the data. Then we need to analyze this data. And this is a sample here, just to have an idea in terms of numbers. This project has 610 drawings. I'm analyzing 5 parameters. So like roughly would be 3,000 checks. So again, I'm highlighting this number because if you analyze those 600 drawings, you imagine how much time would take to do this. And then we needed many formulas, some complex formulas, and they are kind of micro algorithms. So I used AI to create those formulas. So okay, I went to my prompt, said, okay, I have the information tab like sheet A and information sheet B. So I need you check, but there are many conditions. So if it's if it matches, it's okay. But if it's not there and there are other information in the other column, it's there. You know what I mean? Like it's a complex series of conditions, not just yes or no. It's right, correct, because depends what you're analyzing. For example, the revision, that's column K, that's highlighted there. So if in the drawing the information was P02, for example, it was correct. But if it was just P2, like it was missing 0, then it was wrong. So many conditions, so I used AI to create formulas that bring exactly what I need. Okay, but that was not enough to solve the issue, so I had to create some scripts because formulas was getting very complex at some point and was not actually addressing the need. So again, I went to AI and said, like, I need to analyze the information, but at this level here, and then I gave the prompt saying exactly all the conditions I needed. I have to say that I studied like I did some LinkedIn learning courses. I did a course in Python, like it's just an introduction. So I understand how, like in general, how the script works. So I understand what's the for, if, while. So I don't give the script, but the way I frame the prompt is already like a leading what kind of solution I'm looking for. Also, when I receive results, I can infer like, oh, if it's wrong and why is wrong. Like maybe sometimes the AI forgets some taking a condition different or something do not go right. So, and then we get this result. So that's what all the project managers, what they want. Like they want the final result, but those are the steps we took in the background. So once we have the data, instead of taking days analyzing 600 drawings, that it's a couple hours just checking, exporting data, bringing them together, organizing, revising if any result, the results make sense, because they have no flaw in the logic, and that's it. Then we get the result 600 drawings and know what it's okay and what's not okay. If it's missing, then get this result. So another issue is that's common in engineering as well, is let's say we need file names, and those file names need to have a standard. Why we need a standard? It's so names are predictable and they follow the same standard. So you can, when you do a search, you can easily find a drawing, you can easily find a document because they follow a standard. Whoever reads the file name, it's comprehensive, you know what's about, and so it's no surprise. But for example, in this case here, this file naming convention has 10 parts, and you see the image in the Excel, like each column is what is allowed in each part. So let's say column A, it's only one value possible allowed. Then column B, have like a series of values, column C, column D, and so on. Again, like if you are analyzing 600 drawings with 10 parts, with 266 possible values, I'm just like throwing a number here, like multiplying everything, that would be 1,600,000 checks. Okay, so again, I doubt anyone would do that manually. You would do some spot checks, do like a high level review, say, okay, it's fine, go. So that's not what we want. We want to like do a proper check, because once this data is on any system, other teams, they can use their own programming to find information, and other programs or software, they won't have space for like, oh, maybe is that right or not, or like, oh, there is an X-ray space here, it's fine. No, the information has to be exact, so it has to be precise. That's why we are analyzing with more precision as possible. So to do that, I went to ChatGPT, and then I explained what are the inputs, what I need to analyze, what is allowed. I uploaded the Excel with the naming convention, say, oh, I have these inputs here, that's my naming convention. I gave an example of like what be correct name, what be the, if you have something wrong, what should be the outcome, and then I started interacting. So the idea was to create a web page. So, and then I prompt to say like, oh, divide the HTML, the CSS, and the JavaScript in different parts. At this time, when I was developing this, I didn't have any knowledge of JavaScript. So, and then I did a LinkedIn Learn course, like a 6 hours course, to understand how to put a web page together, what's each part, what like JavaScript would work, and what would be a CSS, and that's all. And then start like a back and forth. Of course, like it was not the first prompt that went right. Actually, it was hours and days of back and forth. And like when I get the result, sometimes it was wrong, it was correct, but you know, there are many different mistakes possible in any convention. So I had to keep refining. Okay, so this is the JavaScript, and this was the web page result. So once I launched in Ethos, then other teams, they started using, and they asked for new features. They said, oh, it would be nice if you have a summary. So that summary, like complaints percentage there, the green box, it was addition for users' requests. And then people ask, oh, can I read files directly from folder? So then I added that also using AI. So I said, no, I want to select the folder, and then the script read all the files in the folder and compare to the naming convention. That was a new feature. And the results there, you see they're separated by folder, and there is a detail saying what is correct and what is wrong. Was also an addition after users start requesting that. Another issue was for my master's degree. So we had point cloud and design verification. So it's a design model. I'm going to show what is a point cloud I have, just in case someone doesn't know. But the case is like you design a wall in one position. In this case, let's say it's a 27 millimeters Y of position and 11 millimeters on the X of position. So that's the left-hand side. It's a section. You see it from the top, and you see that's off position. And the right-hand side, it's red when the script moved the element to the correct position. You see those little dots there is the point cloud. Okay. So, and how do we do that? So I use a dynamo. So I got the inputs, I translate the point clouds into numbers and then filter those points and numbers X, Y, and Z, then filter points, measure deviation, export results. Okay. So I use point cloud, Revit, Dynamo, and AI generated Python script. So a point cloud is this, equipment to launch like millions of lasers per second, and then creates and each laser is a point, but then when you see they are together, they look like a picture, but it's a group of points, millions of points. But those points are very high accurate position, so you can compare to the design. To do that, then I use a Dynamo script. The Dynamo script is massive. It's another kind of language. It's good for whoever is not familiar with proper programming. Is Dynamo script a visual programming? Have blocks, and then you connect the blocks, and then it doesn't need to be that big. It's because this one is a big task, so that's why it's huge. And the AI generated Python node, it's one of the nodes there, but it's core node that analyzes points and turn into X, Y, and Z and measure the deviation. So it's the most important point there. So that's the script, and it's a Python script. Again, I have a very shallow knowledge in Python. I understand the logic, I understand the language a bit. So just enough to prompt what I need, the AI. So in the results, so I could move the elements to attribute position, then export data in a way that I could present to managers and say, okay, what's the percentage of elements verified? What's the total of elements? And then we have even the percentage of the construction is done. Yeah, so the main takeaway is to say like is push efficient, is you can adapt to different problems and you can enhance accuracy. And I would say it's not easy, but it's not like you're alone. So I got a bit of the knowledge I have and have AI to bring this knowledge further and to do more with less. Okay, thank you.
But thank you, Rubens, for your insightful presentations today. Yes, as a consultant as well myself in data and AI platform, I say in today's world, we are fortunate enough to have a lot of tools at our disposal. Some of them as well are open source, more or less free to use. Some of them as well, a lot of them are available at low cost. So it's very impressive to see all the things you are able to achieve using all these tools available. And in a way, I like your last picture as well, where you are able to have a kind of augmented bike, an augmented version of yourself, where you get boosted by AI. Yeah. So as well, maybe I can ask the first questions as well, or a couple of questions as well to get started as well on this. And I think I should congratulate you. I don't know if AI helped you as well, but you keep the timing perfectly as well, finishing at 55 as requested. So we get 5 minutes for questions. So maybe a couple of questions to get started. How do you choose your tools and how do you decide in front of a problem, or here I'm going to use OCR, or here I'm going to use Pythons, or how do you get started? Is it ChatGPT already helping you?
Can be, yeah, can ask, go there and ask, but I wouldn't. That's why I put that image of the bike, because I think AI multiplies whatever I have. So if I know about, even if I have a shallow knowledge about, oh, I know there is a tool there that reads PDF, and then I know there is another tool that does that. Like, so I kind of use this wide range of knowledge, say, okay, I think I could connect this, and that, and bring together. Then I go to the AI. So how do I choose? It's based on my knowledge. And then if my knowledge is not enough, then I go and search in Google to see if there is something already done. And if I can't find, then I go to AI, say like, look, I have this problem. What are the possible solutions you suggest? And usually I pick solution that I'm more familiar with the tools. So I keep learning, but like now it's different. When I'm studying, I was studying JavaScript, I was Python, I was studying thinking like I need to understand how it works, but that's not my job. So I don't need to. I'm not a programmer, so I don't need to go deep. I just need to understand and have like a. They say like it's a T-shape knowledge. So I have a shallow knowledge about loads of things, and what's my professional, I can have a deep knowledge. So yeah.
It's I find, thank you, Rubens. I find your presentation very interesting because you linked BEAM and AI, including with one of the aspects of BEAM, which is central. It's a name filing convention, which
Yeah.
is essential and which virtually is part of BEAM that everyone in the ICO industry can implement, be it a designer or not, using geometry or not. So my question will be, how do you see that relationship between BEAM and AI evolve? Do you think that BEAM, because it is a standard in the industry, it is a framework which aims to sort of regulate the technology we use in the eco industry, do you think AI will be part of that, or do you think AI will stay something independent next to it?
Oh, I think BEAM is essential for that because you organize the information, you organize data, and in AE, then you have the standard. So if we don't have organized data, we can't analyze and we can't get good results. And then you can't really use programming, you can't use AI. But I think it's essential because we have more and more data. That's why we're producing more and more. So I think if you don't have a tool to help us to deal with that, then we have poor results. Because like as a show, like I have 600 drawings, 1200 drawings. Like I would not be able to analyze all of that if it was not for the AI.
Thank you. And it was really interesting as well to see some really practical examples of using AI on a daily basis, because one of the criticism we hear a lot about AI presentation, and we had that discussion, is it touches only on a lot of flashy things, a lot of things that people believe, I'm never going to use that. Where actually, and that would be my next question is, do you think we underestimate the help we can get from AI on a daily basis, on the tasks which are common and that we are used to do, and that we're not always thinking that AI can help?
I think the issue there is because I've seen people jumping from like I don't know AI and then jumping to, oh, AI can solve everything for me with a few clicks. I give a prompt and then it's going to give me the answer. Like none of those prompts I showed there was one-time prompt. Like a prompt, answer, fix, go back, try, test, back, try, test, back. But like as I said, like it multiplies what I know. If the person doesn't have any knowledge, for example, is good in Excel, and the only thing the person doesn't know how formulas are, doesn't know what's possible. If you don't know what's possible, you can't ask AI to help you. Then AI, it's just a small tool to do nothing. So that's why this bike, I saw in the Steve Jobs presentations, he was talking about computers, and he would say that a computer is like a bike that multiplies it multiplies your strength. Okay? It multiplies whatever you know. I think AI is the same, like multiplies whatever you know. If you have, let's say, 1 point of knowledge, that says, and it's going to multiply by 10, and like you have 10. But if you have 10, it then multiply by 10. Now you have 100. If you have 100 points, then it's going to 1,000, and then it's a exponential curve.
Thank you. And Christophe, I believe we arrive at the end of the time we allowed. It's a fascinating subject, and we could.
Yes, I had more questions as well, but yes, you're right. We are 2 minutes past as well, so I think it will be times again to stick to our timetable and to keep it short. So thanks you again, Rubens, for this fascinating talk. I would like again to extend another thank you to our partner, Data Learning and airc.digital, without whom it would not be possible to organize this webinar. And looking ahead, I think as well, we'll invite you as well to join our next week webinar, where we'll have Abdullah Gulabi from Dassault System, which will as well be presenting as well and keeping our series on the built environments. It promised to be another insightful sessions. But in the meantime, we'd love to stay connected, so don't hesitate to contact us, to follow us on LinkedIn, and subscribe to our newsletter. So thank you all again for joining us today, and we look forward to seeing you next week.
Thank you very much, everyone. Bye.